welcome back to the series of videos on creating an IDEAScripting dialog. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use and access the radio buttons. So first thing I'm going to do is, previously we did the check boxes, but remember, if you remember from the intro, that we also have a selection for the radio boxes. And how I'm going to do this is I'm going to use my group box again, and I'm going to give this a name called amount types. Because remember, we want either both negative or positives. Now I'm going to go in and change the size of these. So this will be just 7, 21, 29, and we'll make this 300. Oops. Sorry, which was supposed to be 300. See what happens if it disappears. If it disappears, just go back in and change the properties. And the top was actually 141. There we go. Now we're going to have to move the OK and the cancel. So I'm just going to click off here, and then I'm just going to make this a bit larger. So I can just click on it. I can move that down. I'm just going to move the OK button down and the cancel button down. So now we got the amount types. So the next thing I want to do is create several radio buttons. So I'm just going to drag the first radio button in. And again, I'm going to call that either negative and positive. And this is, I have to make this wider. And you notice when it's in a group box, I can't actually go in and drag it for whatever reason, because it defaults to the group box. But if I got it selected, I can go in here and I can change the width to something like 70. Maybe left I want it to be 16. Top, 154, something like that. Then I can go in and add on another radio button. This one is going to be positive. Again, left I'll do 101. Top is 154. And we don't have to change the width. And we'll just add in one more button, and we're going to call that negative. Again, left I'll do this 157, width I can leave it in, and top is 154, and so on. So I got some extra room here, so if I wanted other buttons. Now I'm just going to make this larger. Now how we access these buttons is, if I select each one, notice they have an ID and a group ID. So if you want to access the buttons directly, or sorry, the radio buttons directly, you would use the ID. If you want to select the group, then you'd use the option button group ID. And if you're accessing, so if I want to figure out of this group which one I selected, this would be, I believe this is 1, 2, and 3, I think. Or it could be 0, 1, 2, 3. We'll see anyways once we get to the OK button and we're actually figuring out what each one of these are and putting them in a variable. I think it's 1, 2, 3, but I could be wrong. So that's it for this video. Creating radio buttons, as you can see, is really easy. The thing is to remember is the group ID. So if you have another section of radio buttons that you want to use that aren't related, you want to make sure that the group ID is different. So you'd have like option button group 2 or option button group 3 and so on to have the different ones. So anyways, I will talk with you in the next video. Thanks.